Hello, Sarah here with Holistic Living. Welcome to this family and tribe. And this video is particularly designed to answer your questions and guide you. If you've taken my quiz on what kind of eater are you on my website, and this is specific to the non-committal relationship with food. So if you've taken and you've come out with this tendency, then this message is for you. By the way, subscribe to my channel because every week there will be videos to encourage your journey to self-healing, to holistic weight loss, healing from the inside out, achieve a healthy lifestyle, and much more. And I'm actually so excited to have you. And if you are not part of my community yet, then click the link below or go on my website and click the Facebook icon, because it will take you to my free Facebook community with women that are feeling the same feelings you're having and wanting to feel comfortable in their own skin, not knowing how, and feeling frustrated at counting calories and not knowing what works for their body and things like that. So I'm actually so excited if you decide to join. I connect with the members all the time. And if you just want to skip ahead and you want to connect with me, just schedule a 10-15 minute call. We just sit down, we connect, and we see where you're at. Okay, there's no pressure in that call. We just sit down and see what your goals are and what's stopping you from getting there. But let's go back to this message and to the non-committal relationship that you're having with food. And I don't know if you've heard the term the shiny object syndrome before. I didn't. I mean, I knew that I was doing that, but I didn't know the terminology until about a month ago. But it totally makes sense, right? And I'm very much attracted to shiny objects and new shoes and clothes, so I can totally relate if you're having the same thing. And I have been able to manage it better in my life. But I know where you're coming from. And I know that the grass looks greener always, like, you know, on the other side, and people are like so happy, and you just want to reach that, and you're here maybe like not feeling comfortable, not where you want it, where you want to be, or and you're feeling frustrated and lost. But what you need to know is that the first action step for you, and please come back to this video whenever you need to, because I will be sending you new emails every few days with action steps to take for you to achieve the first wins of your journey. But always come back to this video if you need a little reminder, a little support, because I'm here for you. And the one thing that you need to know about yourself is that the non-committal, I specifically chose this title because in reality, you're not committing. Non-committal means that there is no commitment on your side to follow what's best for you, and or you haven't found that yet. But there's always that underlying fear of commitment, and I know that, and it can be with a relationship with food. I mean, you go from diet to diet thinking that might be the one. It's the same thing with dating. You kind of keep dating, you think that will be the one, but there's always something that doesn't feel right. Either it's too restricted, there's too much protein, there's too much carbs, low carbs, or too much fruit. And so that's why I truly believe that intuitive eating for you is the best choice, because it oftentimes agrees with this kind of personality of not feeling satisfied in a routine or having really strict habits, eating habits, or food patterns. You feel like in a cage, and that's why you're not committing, because You get bored probably, and you think that there's always something better. And that's why I believe that intuitive eating for you is the answer, because every day is different. And I'm very much so like that, meaning I get bored if you give me a rice for the next 5 days. So I have my own strategies around meal prepping so that I don't get bored. And I have to say that comes from how I was nurtured and raised by my mom in Italy, because she was like such a great cook that she made me things from scratch and fresh every single day, that now I can have leftovers for 3 days in a row. So if you're feeling like that, knowing that intuitive eating allows you to get in touch with what you need, what works for you. And then every day is different. So you don't really commit to a diet, you commit to yourself, and then you change things all around. So that can feel a little bit freeing for you. Also know that you really need to understand what is, and there will be an email coming about this, what is actually triggering you around commitment. Meaning, what is that you don't like or you get bored of? Is that the not seeing results as fast? Is that like there's too much restrictions? I don't know, like lack of time. What is that that oftentimes you're starting something, you're like, oh my God, I'm out of this. Okay, what is that triggers you to leave that plan? So you might need to spend some time around these questions, and you're going to receive an email with all these questions and action steps to take. But just so you know, this is what I'm going to ask you to do, because you really need to understand what's bothering you about this. And if it is the lack of freedom, then you've got the answer, because intuitive eating, there's so much freedom around it. How it works is that it works for, you kind of need to understand pretty much your digestion, what food works for you, and then you can be so creative. Now, the second thing that you really need to really come to yourself with this answer is, okay, commitment. Like once you know what works for you, then there is the commitment part, which can be so scary. So maybe you need to change the wording, because for example, marriage can be really triggering, or commitment for some people. When they hear this word, their body like triggers, like you feel uncomfortable. So maybe for you is really talking to yourself and say, hey, I'm actually going to understand what works for me so that I can live the healthiest version of myself, or get out of painful health issues, joint pains. And you talk to yourself in a way that doesn't trigger that emotions in your body, that you need to commit to a diet. And I'm going to let you know straight away, you've got to ditch that diet mentality. Because kind of ditching that I'm on and off the wagon, or there's the holiday, I'm going to be super loose and then I'm going to be super strict. Well, that's not really a healthy eating pattern, right? It's not a healthy relationship. Okay, if we're talking about relationship with food or with someone, it's not healthy. Okay, so you need to kind of be like, oh, can I be a little bit more stable, coming from a place of self-love, do things because they make me feel good and because my body's going to thrive on this, as well as my mind and emotions and things like that. So these are all the things that I want you to think about. Come back to this video whenever you need a reminder or accountability or a voice of encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because like I said, there will be videos coming. Comment, post in the community if you need to. You can reach me by booking a call with me. It's only a 10-15 minutes call. I'm always here to connect, and just take the time to do the action steps that I'm going to ask you to take. That's going to be super powerful to feel a shift within you. Not just not only read them, but just do them. Sit down with your journal, or start a new journal, a piece of paper, or on your phone, and just start typing your answers there. Get connected to yourself, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, a big ciao.